Hi everyone, this is my second video in this series, How to Travel Like a Billionaire. It's about stretching your travel money. So in my last episode, I spoke about flying to 2 countries for the price of 1. I'm continuing on from that, and I'm saying you want to be collecting air miles. So tip 2, collect air miles. Now air miles are important because you can use them to buy tickets. For example, on a return ticket from London to Washington, D.C., you get about 5,000 air miles. Well, I've used 15,000 air miles to buy a business class ticket from London to France, to Nice in France. Well, that's like buying a ticket for free, a business class ticket for free, because I traveled 3 times to America. Air miles can also be used for cabin upgrades. So you can upgrade from economy class to premium economy, from there to business class or to first class. And if you want to stay in the same cabin, you can actually use them to buy more comfortable seats. So you can buy like front row seats or the bulkhead seats, which often cost more money. But these seats are a lifeline for people like myself with long legs who don't want to pay for a cabin upgrade. Now, maximizing your air mile collection potential is a strategy, everyone. So listen up. You want to pick 1 or 2 airlines that you will be collecting with. And this works best if it's long distance. This way, your air miles accumulate and you can actually use them for something meaningful. So I collect with BA and I collect with Qatar Airways. So one good way to collect a lot of air miles is to extend your flight. So for example, if you're flying out of London and say you're going to the Maldives, if you fly London to the Maldives, you only get, say, about 2,800 air miles one way. If, however, you fly on Qatar Airways to the Maldives, you get the air miles from London to Qatar, and then you get the air miles from Qatar to the Maldives. So essentially, you have doubled your air miles. The next really good tip is to look for ways to collect air miles. So BA is fantastic for this. You can get air miles from credit cards. So if you have, say, like the American Express, British Airways credit card, for every £1 that you spend on that card, you are collecting air miles, and then you collect more when you use the card to buy your airline ticket. If you make this card your primary credit card, then you are forever collecting air miles, and it's actually easy to do without you disturbing your finances. The next thing you can do to collect BA air miles is to use Uber. So you use it for taxi, the cab service, that's nice and easy, but you can also use it for your trains. So Uber also sells train tickets, and if you commute into London for work, perhaps, then you are collecting air miles, or you can collect air miles from your train ticket.